Hello guys, this tutorial video is for Adobe Animate CC Lesson 7, Creating Interactive Navigation. Okay, so we need to start Adobe Animate CC and then choose File, Open, and we need to go to your Lessons folder and choose Lesson 07. Go to 07 Start and choose Start.Flash document and click Open. And you will have a warning tell you that you have some missing fonts and just click OK because it's automatically mapped to a new fonts. I'll just click OK. And then go to File, Save As, and rename it as 07 Working Copy and click Save. So the first step for creating interactive media is to create buttons. We have different types of buttons like up state, over state, down state, and also hit state. There are different functions for each types of button, and you can refer to the textbook to get a better understanding. So to create buttons, we need to first choose Insert, and then choose New Symbol. In the Create New Symbol dialog box, we need to select the type as button and also rename it as Gable. And then click OK. And then Animate brings you to symbol editing mode for your new button in the Library panel. Expand the restaurant thumbnail, which is this one, folder, and drag the graphic symbol global. Graphic global logo thumbnail, this one, to the middle of the stage. In the Properties Inspector, we need to specify the X value as 0 and also Y as 0. Select the head frame in the timeline. So this one is head frame. And then choose Insert Timeline Frame, or we just right click to choose Insert Frame. Insert a new layer here. Select the over frame and choose Insert. We need to choose this over one and right click, choose Insert Keyframe. In the Library panel, so we go to Library panel, expand the Restaurant Previews folder, Restaurant Previews, this one, and then drag Gable logo over info into the stage. And then set the X value as 0. So X value should be 0 and Y value should be 215. And then insert a third layer above the first two. Select the down frame on the new layer. So which is this one, we need the down frame. And then choose Insert, Timeline, and choose Keyframe. Drag the sound file called clicksound.mp3 from the library panel to the stage. Click Sound and drag it. The beginning of the sound wave form appears in the down keyframe of the top layer of your button symbol. Select the down keyframe where the waveframe appears. And in the Properties Inspector, make sure the sync is to event. So you need the sync. Yes, it's event. And a clicking sound will play only when the viewer depresses the button. Click Scene 1 in the editing bar above the stage to exit symbol editing mode. and return to the main timeline. The next step is duplicating buttons in the library panel. So we go to library panel, right-click the Gable logo button symbol and select duplicate. And then name it as Gary Gray button and click OK. And next is swapping bitmaps in the library panel. Double-click the icon for your newly duplicated symbol, which is Gary Gray button. Select the redstone image on the stage in the Properties Inspector. Click Swap. And then choose Gary Gray Thumbnail and click OK. Also, we need to select the over keyframe. Select the over keyframe and click the gray information box on the stage. In the Properties Inspector, choose Swap and choose Gary Gray over Info and click OK. So now you have a new button. And then we continue to duplicate this one by right-click, choose Duplicate, and name it as Il Piatto button and click OK. Also, we double-click this one and then choose the image and go to Properties, Swap, and choose Il Piatto Thumbnail and click OK. Also move to over and click Add into Swap. The third one, now we have a new button again, and then we right click to duplicate this one and then name it as Pierre Platters button and click OK. Also double click it, choose the image and then go to Properties, Swap, and choose the fourth one and then move to over and choose this one, go to Swap and choose the fourth one, click OK. So now we have 4 buttons, and next step is placing the button instances. On the main timeline, we need to go back to Scene 1. Insert a new layer and rename it as Buttons. Drag each of your buttons from the library panel to the middle of the stage. We go to Library and drag each one of them onto the stage. And you don't need to worry about the places because we'll adjust the place later. Okay. Then we select the first button. And in the Properties Inspector, set the X value to 100. And select the last one, change X value to 680. Then we select the 4 of them by pressing Shift and then click them one by one. And then in the Align panel, which is in Window Align, click this one, which is press them evenly and to the top. And then set the Y value as 170. So now all 4 buttons are positioned on the stage correctly. Then make it smaller, like 50%. And then we go to Control, Test. And move your cursor. You can say when you move on one of the buttons, the gray area text appears like this. The next step is naming button instances. Click on an empty part of the stage to deselect all the buttons. We just click the pasteboard. And then select just the first button. Type Gablofold. We need to specify the instance name here. So it should be JABELLOFFELBTN. Second one will be GARY BTN. And third one would be ILPIATTO BTN. And also the last one would be PIERRE PLAELATERS BTN. Make sure that you use all lowercase letters, leave no space, and double-check the spelling of each button instance. Animate is very picky, and one typo will prevent your entire project from working correctly. And then we need to lock all of the layers. So the next step is preparing the timeline. Select a later frame in the top layer. In this example, we need to select frame 50. And then choose Insert, or right-click to choose Insert Frame. And then we also select frame 50 in the other two layers at the same time and insert frame. Then is adding a stop action. Insert a new layer at the top and rename it as Actions. Select the first keyframe of the Actions layer. First one, and open the Actions panel, which is in Add Window, Actions. And then we type Stop like this. This means the movie will now stop at frame 1. And next is adding the event listener and function. So we need to select the first frame of the Actions layer, which is already selected, and then open the Actions panel. And in the script pane of the Actions panel, beginning on the second line. So we move to second line and type in Gabble BTN dot add event listener. Add event listener. Mouse should be capitalized. Mouse event dot click restaurant 1, like this. The listener listens for a mouse click over the Gable Ophelia button object on the stage. If the event happens, it triggers the function called restaurant1. On the next line of the script pane, we need to type in function restaurant1 event mouse event void. Go to and stop. Ten. And then we need to copy and paste the code like this. So first I need to copy and then I go to the new line to paste it and change the name of the button. Like the second one will be Gary BTN. Also, it should be restaurant 2. Here is restaurant 2, and also go to and stop should add 20. And then copy and paste. Now there should not be this line, stop. I should remove this. Okay, this is the correct one. I will copy and paste. And this one should be ILPIATTO. And then change restaurant 2 to 3, and also this place is 3, and this is 30. And copy and paste again. And it should be platters. It should be restaurant 4. Now so restaurant 4 and go to and stop at 40. Okay. And next step is checking for errors. So test your movie by choosing Control Test. So if you can set this different information, which means we need to change defaults here. Like I'll double click it, like syntax error, expecting right parent before colon. So I need to check this. Okay, let's check. It should be event. Okay, function restaurant 1 event, mouse event. So here should be mouse event, should be this. I think I found the mistake like this, and you just change all of them. Okay. And then I'll test again, Control Test. Okay, now you can see there is no mistake because there is no warning window popped out. The next is creating destination keyframes. We need to insert keyframes with different content. Insert a new layer at the top of the layer stack but below the actions layer and rename it as content. So I need to create a new layer. It's below the actions and the name should be content. Then we select frame 10 of this layer. So I go to frame 10 and I insert a keyframe. Now I insert into the wrong one, it should be in the content. So I'll go to content. And this is frame 10, insert keyframe. And then insert new keyframes at 20, 30, and 40. So I go to 20, insert keyframe, go to 30, 40. Now your timeline has 4 empty keyframes like this. Then we need to select the keyframe at frame 10. In the Library panel, go to Library panel, expand the folder called Restaurant Content. Drag the symbol called Gable and Loafo from the Library panel to Stage, this one. And then in the Properties Inspector, type in the X value to 60 and Y value to 150. And then select the keyframe at frame 20. Also, we will drag, so we go to Library, drag the second one onto the stage. And the same, go to the Properties, set X as 60 and Y as 150. And then I go to this keyframe and drag the third one onto the stage. Go to Properties, specify the numbers. And also the last one, go to Library, to Properties. So the next step is using labels on keyframe. So we need to select the frame 10 on the content layer. This is frame 10. In the Properties Inspector, we need to name it as Label 1. And then you can say a tiny red flag. You can say a tiny red flag appears on each of the keyframes that have labels. Also, we select frame 20 and name it as label 2. And this is label 3. And this is label 4. Okay. And then we select the first frame of the Actions layer, which is this one, and open the Actions panel. We go to Window, open Actions. And in the Action script code, change all the fixed frame numbers in each of the go to and stop commands to the corresponding frame labels. Okay, like the first 10, we should change it to label 1. And this will be label 2. This one will be label 3. Okay, label 3. Now it should be label 3, and this one would be label 4. And then we can test it. So I'll first click to close it and go to Control to test. Like this. But right now I cannot go back because there is no home button here for me to go back to the home page. So I just click close. And next is creating a home button with code snippets. We need to select the buttons layer. So we select the buttons layer and unlock it. Drag the button called Main Menu from the Library panel to the stage. So this is Main Menu. I'll drag it onto the stage. And as now you can say it's kind of the font is not fitable for the button. So how can I change this? I'll go to the icon and double click the Main Menu and drag it like this and move it, and then go back to scene 1, and it's okay now. And then in the Properties Inspector, set the X value to 726 and Y value to 60. Next is using the Code Snippets panel to add Action Script. Select the first frame in your timeline. Select the Main Menu button. And then choose Window, code snippets. And then we can see lots of different ones are in different folders. In the code snippets panel, expand the folder called Actions Grade, which is this one. And then expand the folder called Timeline Navigation. Double-click, click to go to Frame and Stop. Click to go to Frame and Stop, which is this one. Double-click. And Animate warns you that you need to name the selected objects, the main menu button, before you can work with the code. So right now we click OK. And you can see Animate automatically gives the main menu button an instance name. The Actions panel appears with ActionScript code. There is a commented portion of the code that describes the function of the code and different parameters like this. So replace the go to and stop 5 command with the go to and stop 1. This one. Change it to 1. Clicking the main menu button will trigger the function that makes Flash move the playhead to frame 1. Like I'll test now. Let me see whether it will work. Okay, now I have the main menu. Like I go to the end. So you can see I can back to the main menu. Close it. Okay, the next is creating your own code snippet. Open the code snippets panel by going to Window Code Snippets. And here is the place. You can export the code snippet as a XML document or import. And the next is creating transition animations. Move the playhead to the label 1, like this, label 1 frame label. Right-click in the instance of the restaurant information. So I'll right-click it and choose Create Motion Twin. Animate creates a separate twin layer for the instance so that it can proceed with a motion twin. In the Properties Inspector, select Alpha from the style. So I'll go to Color Effect and choose Alpha and drag it, and drag it to 0. And then move the playhead to the end of the twin span at frame 19. And then select the transparent instance on the stage, which is this one, and move alpha to 100%. So we can drag to view like this. It will fade in smoothly. And then we can repeat the steps to create the same one for label 2, label 3, and label 4. So I'll go to label 2 first. And then I click it and change the effect to alpha, move it to 0. Then move it to this frame and also change the on to click it first. Change the alpha to 100%. No, this is not correct because I forgot to add a motion twin. So first I need to add a motion twin. Right click, choose create motion twin, and then I can do it. So I'll move it to alpha 0 and also change it to alpha 100%. And then for label 3, first we need to create motion twin and alpha 0, change alpha to 100, and the next one, right click, motion twin, alpha to 0, and then alpha to 100%. So you can move your red hat to see whether they are the exact effect you want. Okay, next one is using the go to and play command. We need to select the first frame of the actions layer. So this is action layer and first frame, and then open the actions panel, go into window actions. In your action script code, change all the first 4 go to and stop commands to go to and play commands. So we need to change the go to and stop label 1 to change go to and play like this. Second one, go to and play. Third one, and the fourth one. For each of the restaurant buttons, the action script code now directs the playhead to a particular frame label and begins playing at that point. Make sure you keep the function for your home button unchanged. You'll want that function to remain a go to and stop command, which is this one. It's still go to and stop. The next is stopping the animation. So we need to select frame 19 of the actions layer. So actions layer, we go to frame 19. And then we right click to insert a keyframe. Insert keyframe. And then open the actions panel. The script pane in the actions panel is blank. And we need to enter stop to enter this code. And also, we need to insert keyframe in 29. It should be in the actions. So this is 29, insert keyframe. Also, stop. And then 39. Insert keyframe. Same, stop. And also 50. Right click, insert keyframe. I click the wrong one, it should be okay. This one should be stop. Also 50. Insert keyframe. Stop. And then we can test our movie by going to Control. I click the wrong one, it should be in this. And test. So you can say now I will click and then go back. Okay, I think it's something wrong with the fourth one. You can say after I click it, it go back by itself. So I think I can check it. Oh, because I forgot. Did you say that? There should be a little a, which means there is a function here. It should be in the fourth. It should be in this one. It should be in 49. No, it should be in 50. Okay, I'll try again. Okay, I'll click 50. Right click, choose insert keyframe. And then I go to Action and type in the code. Okay, let me try again. Go to Control Test. Now you can say the problem is changed. Okay, we're moving to the next step, which is creating the animation in the movie clip symbol. In the Library panel, expand the restaurant previews, which is this one, and double-click the movie clip symbol icon for Gable Local Over Info, which is the first one. And select all the visual elements on the stage. So you can draw to select all of them, or press Command, Control, and A. And then right-click and choose Create Motion Twin. In the dialog box that appears asking for confirmation to convert the selection to a symbol, we need to click OK. And you can say a motion twin is here. Drag the end of the twin span back so that the timeline only has 10 frames. I'll drag it to 10. Move the playhead to frame 1 and select the instance on the stage. In the Properties Inspector, set the alpha from the Style pull-down menu and to change it to 0. And you can see the instance on the stage becomes totally transparent. Move the playhead to the end of the twin span, which is frame 10, and also select it, change the alpha value to 100%. And you can drag to say Animate creates a smooth transition between the transparent and opaque instance in the 10-frame twin span. Insert a new layer and then name it as Actions. Insert a new keyframe in the last frame, which is frame 10. Open the Actions panel and enter Stop, like this. And then exit symbol editing mode by clicking the Scene 1 and choose Control Test. When your mouse cursor hovers over the first restaurant button, the gray information box fits in like this, and it's different with the other one because you add actions to the first one. Create identical motion twins for the other gray information box movie clips so that Animate will animate all of the restaurant buttons. Okay, let's try it. So we need to go to Library and choose the second one. Double-click the button and remember what we do to select all of them. Right-click to create motion twin. Click OK and drag it to 10. And at the first keyframe, select it and change alpha value to 0. And the next one, change the alpha value to 100% like this. Okay, go back and we'll do third one. Also select all of them, create motion twin. Drag it to 10 and go to the first one. Change the properties alpha to 0. Then change the alpha to 100. And then go back to Scene 1. And we have the last one, which is this one. Choose all of them, create motion twin, drag it to 10. First one, alpha 0, and then 100%. Okay, let's test again. So as you can say now, okay, do you see the problem? Because I think I forgot I should insert the stop. Like the first one, it only showed me once, but the other ones, okay, now I'll check the number 2. So I go to library and choose number 2. Okay, and then we need to create a new layer and then name it as action. And we move to the 10th frame and right click to insert a keyframe. And then we go to Window, choose Actions, and type in our code. Okay, and then I go back to scene 1. And then let's test again. So now you can say I add a action layer to the category this button, and you can say it's the same effect with the first one, but also like the third and the fourth one still they false because I didn't add that action layer. So for your practice, don't forget to add that. And then after you finish all of this editing, don't forget to save it.